we have 2/3 times y minus 2/5 equals 5. So the least common multiple, or the least common denominator, is 3 times 5, which is 15. So we're going to multiply by 15 on both sides. So I'm going to do 15 times 2 over 3y minus 2 over 5 equals 15 times 5. So I multiplied by 15 on both sides. Now I need to distribute that 15 to both terms. So 15 times 2 over 3y minus 15 times 2 over 5. And on this side, 5 times 15 is 75. All right, so as you notice, you can cross reduce. So 3 goes into 15 5 times, and 5 times 2 is 10. And on the bottom, all we have left is 1s. So 10y is all that's left. And over here, 5 goes into 15 3 times with 1 left over, nothing left over. And so I have 3 times 2 is 6 over 1, which is just 6. So as you can see, by multiplying by 15, we were able to get rid of the fractions. Now, if you want to do it the long multiplication way, if you had just had 15 times 2 over 1 times 3, you would have 30 over 3, and 30 divided by 3 is still 10. And here you would have had 15 times 2, which is, once again, 30 divided by 5, and 30 divided by 5 is 6. Okay, so now we need to add 6 to both sides. And what do we get? 81 equaling 10y. Divide both sides by 10, and we are left with y equaling 81 over 10. And that cannot be reduced or simplified. You could rewrite it as a mixed fraction, but not necessary. All right, going back up to that other problem. All right, so we have, I'm going to move that to another page. Okay. Okay, so negative 0.85t minus 8500t minus 3.9 equals negative 8.15. As you notice, all of these have values out to the hundredths place, so I am going to choose to multiply both sides by 100. By doing that, I can move the decimal places over in every single number by 2 places, therefore having no decimals left. All right, so I have negative 85t minus 85t minus, this time we have to add a 0 because 100 times 3.9 is 390. So move the decimal place 2 places. And that equals negative 815. All right, combining like terms, we have a negative 85t minus 85t, which is 170, negative 170t minus 390 equals negative 815. Or add 390 to both sides. Negative 170t equals, let's see, borrow my 0. Oh wait, what am I doing? 5, 1, borrow 7, 11, 2. Negative 425, divide by negative 170. So t equals positive 425 over 170, which can be reduced by dividing the top and bottom by 5. So 5 goes into 42, 8 times, 5 goes into 25, 5 times, and on the bottom we get 34. So 85 over 34. All right. Okay, this one has no fractions or decimals, so all I'm going to do is distribute that negative 2. So x minus 2x minus 20 equals 12. Negative x minus 20 equals 12 by combining like terms. Add 20 to both sides. 32 equals negative x, divide by negative 1, because remember that's an invisible 1 right there. And so x equals negative 32. We could check that by substituting it back in. All right, and how about this one? All right, so we do have technically a fraction equaling a fraction, so you could cross multiply, but I'm going to think of it more as multiplying by the denominator on both sides. It's the same thing either way. So if you notice, 3 goes into 3 one time. I did that specifically to get rid of the denominator, and I did that. So I end up with b plus 9 equaling 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 1 is 1. 24 over 1 is the same as 24. Subtract 9 from both sides. And I have v equaling 15. Okay, let's substitute that back in. So I have, to our original problem, 15 plus 9 over 3. Does that equal 8? 15 plus 9 is 24. 24 divided by 3 is 8. All right, last problem that I'm going to go over. What 3 consecutive even integers have a sum of negative 24? If x equals the first integer, these are consecutive even. So if you think of 2, 4, 6, to get from 2 to 4, I need to add 2. So that's my second integer. And my third integer, to get from 2 to 6, I need to add 4, or to get from my second integer, I need to add 2 more. So x plus 4 equals my third integer. And so to sum them all together, I need to add my first, plus my second, plus my third, and those all equal negative 240. Combining like terms, I have 3 x's plus 6 equals negative 240. Subtract 6 from both sides. 3x equals negative 246. Divide both sides by 3. So x equals, 3 goes into 24 8 times. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So negative 82. But I haven't answered the question yet because it said to find 3 consecutive. So my first is negative 82. Add 2 to that, I get negative 80. Add 2 more, and I get negative 78. And do those in fact add up to negative 240? Yes, they do. That should be an 8.